Our family would like to send our hearts and our prayers out to everybody in Texas who have suffered through this great tragedy. It's just been unbelievable. I'm sure most of you know what's going on with Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey has been one of the worst disasters in Houston, Galveston history, and people are suffering. And if there's anything you could do to help, make sure you do. Check with Red Cross, your church, whoever you're connected with, so you can help out however you can. I've been watching the Weather Channel and other news, and I see that people were not prepared, and even those who were prepared still got unexpected flooding. That's one of the things for my friends in Florida who are moving down, and those of you who already moved down, and of course along the coast, anywhere where you can get hit by hurricane or flooding or any disaster. Please, I'm begging you, please be prepared. And when I say be prepared, I mean get serious. This is life and death. There's many YouTube videos you can watch on how to get prepared. There's something as simple as having enough water, getting one of those bob bags that you put in your bathtub and you can fill it up. Fill up your pots and pans before a storm. And it doesn't have to be a hurricane. It could be just any kind of one of those big storms coming. Keep an eye on the weather. You don't have to keep watching TV 24/7. Just tune in once a day, check the weather, check what's going on in the world, what's going on, so you have an idea. Too many people do not know what's going on. They do not know what's going on out their front door. If you have an elderly person, children, a spouse, anybody that's relying on you, you have the obligation to be prepared. And when you see a storm coming, if it's a blizzard, even if there's not a storm coming, be prepared, because those unexpected events just happen. They happen out of nowhere sometimes. You gotta have enough food. Have as much as you can afford. Some people will say, I'm broke, I can't afford it. I understand, but every time you go to the grocery store, look for sales, look for noodles, look for cans of jars of tomato sauce, anything, raviolis, box of cereal, something that's on sale that's 99 cents, something super cheap, whatever you can, just so you don't go hungry, your family doesn't go hungry. If you got babies, you need diapers, formula. When hurricanes come in, like Hurricane Harvey, you have rain, lots of rain, and it can cause flooding, and it can be very dangerous. Don't drive in it. If you see a storm coming, either make the decision to stay home. If you do that, make sure you have enough food. Remember, power might go out. If you live in Florida or Texas, it's gonna get hot and humid without air conditioning, electricity. So we need to move people, if you can, ahead of time out of the area. And if you're gonna stay in, have a generator if you have elderly or little babies that need to stay cool, that can't tolerate the heat. Have that extra water. It's a lot of it's very simple preparedness. And again, I know many of you will say, well, I don't have the money to prepare. You just do a little bit each time you go to the grocery store. Buy one extra bottle of water. I prefer cases. They're $2.99. You can get a cheap case of water. Get yourself a filter. Berkeley filter, they're a little more expensive. There's little water purifications, you get them at Walmart. Just get a little bit of whatever to prepare yourself for storms like this. And when you see where they say stay off the roads, stay off the roads. I'm just watching the news and I see a family of 6 is missing. I don't know if they've been found in the waters, and it's just so much of this can be prevented. And I see just now again a truck with people on top, and the water's rising, and they're hoping for someone to come and help them. The cameras are there, so I'm hoping to God that somebody gets to them before the water rises any further, because the water is touching them on the back of their truck. And the rescuers can't be everywhere. There's so many people out there. They've got to take care of all the people in the hospitals, or disabled people, or people with children that couldn't get out for whatever reason. Then there's people who are not prepared. This is where it's very important for you to talk to your neighbors, get to know them, beforehand, because you're going to need to help each other out. It's very important because you never know when you might need something or they might need you. And it sure is nice to know your neighbors anyway. And when the time of emergency comes, it's not so awkward saying, hey, do you have a bottle of water? Or hey, do you need a bottle of water? Or can I help you out? Especially if you have elderly as neighbors, because they're going to be afraid if you just show up one day. If they're elderly and they don't know you and you decide to show up to try to help them, and they'll starve to death before they open the door because they're scared. And if a storm's coming, you'll know that they're elderly, they don't maybe have family, maybe you can help bring groceries to them. However you want to work it out, but it's important to help each other out during these times. That's why I'm making this video. I'm just trying to bring awareness to emergency preparedness. Not enough people take it seriously. Some people think, oh, it's never going to happen to me. I don't live in Texas, I don't live in Florida or on the coast. Hurricane's not going to happen, so I don't need to prepare. I live in the suburbs in Wisconsin or Kansas or wherever. You've got tornadoes, people get earthquakes, you have ice storms, you have snowstorms, you get illness, you've got just things happen, fires. And it's really good just to have that extra food and water at home. Keep your ears open on what's going on in the world, what's happening to the weather, what's happening in the world itself, so you can make a decision on what you should do next. At least you have your food and water in place and some cash. Electricity goes down, there's no ATMs. And of course there's price gouging, so that's again why you want food and water ahead of time, and any other emergency preparedness items that you might need. I will make another video talking about emergency preparedness while traveling, because as you know, we're going to be traveling overseas. The world is very chaotic right now, and there's a few things that one can do just to be on top of things and be prepared. So again, prayers for everybody in Texas. We hope you all recover very quickly. And I did see a couple, a mom and a daughter, had sold everything, moved down to Texas literally, I think she said 2 weeks or 2 months ago, so her daughter can go to school there. And I think they got so terrified they might be going back, but I hope they will just think about it and instead be prepared. They could still live their dream, living in Texas, where they want to go, where they want to be, but be prepared, and they won't have to go through that traumatic event as they did. I know many of you are moving to Florida and you worry about these hurricanes, and all I gotta say is yes, things can go wrong, there could be tornadoes, but it could happen anywhere in this country. That's why everybody needs to be prepared. If you're prepared, it's at least you're able to handle the situation. It won't be as traumatic to you and your family if you're ready. Well, thanks for watching. Please be prepared, and we'll talk to you next time.